I feel you on that. Uh,
So,
it's
yeah,
been a
it's
minute,
somebody
but
funny because I'm not gonna lie, I've been at the bar.
no, it's all good. It's been a minute, but and we back at it. My boys had a rough week
I'm ready.
at
Let's
school, so
shoot you. I mean, y'all used to winning. Y'all just got used to it, and now y'all losing for once. I like
I
that
know.
meme. Yeah, I like that meme. It was like 1 2. You never been here before.
Hey, I know it's been a long time, but hey, it's all right. Hey, I made it through those Brody Kroll, Matt Castle, uh, Steve Bono years. I mean, it's been some quarterbacks for the Chiefs, so it's all right. We got the Eagles. I think NFL is rigged anyway. They want Andy Reid to get his 100th victory against the Eagles, so I think they were holding out for
So
that.
you think the Eagles gonna make it? Not the way they,
Yeah.
not the way he looked. Not the way the Eagles look tonight. Shit,
Well, he was sick
they got
because after the
their
game
ass.
he went to the hospital. So, but he's home
I
now.
hope. I hope it's not.
Yeah,
I hope it's not the COVID. So
I
no.
don't think so because they say he was home. He should be able to coach Sunday. So we'll see. And the way the Eagles playing tonight, I don't think they can beat too many people. So, but every team matches up differently, and it's all any given Sunday. So it's how it goes. Well,
That's very true, but that's very true. Dallas might be for real, and I don't want to admit that.
I don't want to admit that about Oakland or Vegas. So hey, but
Yeah, y'all division about to be hard this year.
yeah, last year they started out pretty good. It was 6-3, and then they just fell off. And Broncos, it was the quarterback. So Teddy, he's not gonna lose games, but he's not gonna win games. So hey, he'll put you in a position to win. He's like Alex Smith. He'll keep your offense consistent. So they may be they're gonna give everybody a tough battle. So it's all good though.
I
Hey,
feel bad. Alex Smith kind of deserves it. Alex Smith kind of deserves a championship. Like he gets
yeah,
teams there until they get another
yeah.
get another quarterback.
He's the quarterback groomer. He's like Tyrod Taylor. It's like everybody gets their quarterback after
Yo,
Tyrod Taylor. Went from Josh Allen to
so
Baker
quick question. I
Mayfield.
always wanted to ask you this, even before we started doing a podcast.
All right,
Yeah, I wanted to ask you just before we even start the podcast because your memes are hilarious. Where do you get them from? Like, because wow, I
everywhere.
used to be very tech savvy. In the last 10 years, I became an old man, so I'm not tech savvy. Like, do you go to sites and look for them, or do you
I
just get
just
them from people that share shit on your site, or like those shits be hilarious? Like,
I
I feel
don't
like
know.
I can just start waking up and like, let me go to this meme site and get what's funny today.
Oh no, it just everywhere
Because
because
like for years, Tavar, like for years, the moment that you became my Facebook friend, and then your memes have been like on my like radar of memes for the past
yeah.
3 or 4 years. Like I'm like, thank you. If
Hey,
I need a day to wake up and smile, I go to Facebook and see your memes because
hey,
your
I
shit's
appreciate.
hilarious.
I'm
And you don't
everywhere, man.
discriminate.
I
Like
mean,
I don't know your political side because yeah. And I like that because I don't know your political side because you just post whatever, and it's just like okay.
hey, if I find it funny, sometimes I tell people I really post it because if it's funny to me, it's funny to me, and I'll share stuff not to like send a message or anything. It's more for me because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna check this out later. I'm more likely to find something on my own page and try to remember who shared it. So, and then with memes, I just come across them everywhere. I'm always online, so you're bound to come across some good stuff. So, hey, hey, I know somebody hit me up on Instagram and said, "Hey, you ain't posted there in a while." I said, "Oh, my bad." So I got to get back on that. So, all right, man. Let's go ahead
I
and
feel yeah, I definitely gotta get on that.
let's go ahead and dive into it, man. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us. We are the Pop Culture Peons, Terrence and Tavari. We're gonna have like a what like in comics they have the supersized comics. We're gonna have a supersized episode where we're gonna cover the last two episodes of What If, episode 6 and episode 7. What if T'Challa saved Tony Stark? And episode 7, what if Thor was the only child? Let's start with episode 6 with The episode that I've been waiting for since they announced this was
Killmonger.
The T'Challa, not T'Challa, but the Killmonger rescuing Tony Stark episode. So, what was
Killmonger.
What was your initial thoughts
Yeah.
on Killmonger? What was your initial thoughts of
You know I'm a Killmonger fan. As you use that picture. Yeah, as you use that picture for our damn logo.
Oh yeah. I saw that, so that was pretty dope. So
honestly, I liked it. It was weird, but I liked it, and this was okay. It's nothing wrong with being weird and good at the same time. Because a part of me was like, I don't know, wow, MCU Killmonger would go to those depths. I was just like,
I mean, he was calculated.
But no, it was definitely dope to see what happened.
Yeah.
Yo, more calculated than he was in the actual Black Panther film.
For real.
So that's like, that was crazy. That was really...
Yeah.
It's almost, which now is my prediction, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Michael B. Jordan in the next Black Panther movie, at least at the end. Because it almost feel like I said, this is what the 4th episode that T'Challa showed up in.
Yeah.
Third or 4th. He was kind of like you said. Chadwick.
Yeah.
Chadwick didn't let everyone know. Yeah, Chadwick didn't let everyone know that what was going on. So I kind of feel like this was a tribute, sending off / also this could keep it open if, A, like you said, and from other episodes, if they want to reach into the multiverse and bring another character in, or B, even if they could just bring back Killmonger from in the regular MCU, because Black Panther is also the king of death, so it's easy to wind that into the MCU. Yeah, so I almost feel like this was a grooming episode to get us ready if they decide to bring Michael B. Jordan back to the MCU.
And who's to say that his outlook once he becomes with Wakanda, that he changes? So, like, you know what? I've had all this grudge, against my own people for something I didn't understand. I mean, yeah, T'Chaka was wrong for what he did for not taking the son with him, but at the same time, no one knew that he had a son out there. So, maybe they can dive into that a little more. But he was calculating. He set everything off a little earlier because a lot of this events took place in the Iron Man, Iron Man 1. So Shuri was still very young. T'Chaka was still alive. The Queen, she was still one of the generals. So everybody was a little younger. So it was kind of cool, and how everything kind of went off course. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna dive into the a quick plot synopsis of it. The synopsis is: American soldier Killmonger rescues Tony Stark when his Humvee is attacked in Afghanistan. Having uncovered a 10 rings, a plot to assassinate Tony Stark while in deep cover, Eric Killmonger arrives and saves him from the terrorist organization launches an ambush in Afghanistan. Back in the United States, Stark appoints Killmonger as the CSO of Stark Industries to help create and improve weapons that will overpower the ones that fell in the wrong hands. Killmonger exposes Obadiah Stane involvement in the 10 rings and leading to his arrest. After the party, Stark also hands Stone's old position to COO to his savior, and also looks at Enterprise to improve the company. And that's just kind of a brief gist, but mainly, he was just, all this was a part of his plan. The intel. If you've seen Shang-Chi, he the way he the 10 rings were evolved and everything, and now you have Killmonger having an intel of being involved with knowing what's going on the inside. And then not only that, he took Obadiah Stane, so there's no Ironmonger. War Machine never got his armor because they ended up taking him out. There was no Iron Man suit, so there's no the arc reactor. So there's a lot of things that shifted, which means if Tony Stark is gone, that means there's no Ultron. There's no forming of the Avengers as we know it. So, hey, it's pretty deep how things can go.
One of those you just said that we're gonna have to wait to the end of the episode because of something of the next episode because woo,
Yes, I
you
know.
just said something. I was about to get it confused, but you reminded me that's for the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. You're right. When Killmonger hit in Tony Stark early, he still became the same. Well, no, he didn't become the same. He kind of steered a different course. Like he even do the infamous. No, he was doing a rendition of his speech, but instead he was talking about the difference is this time he was talking about we need bigger guns
Yeah.
instead of him becoming the gun himself, and so it was I like what they did. Like I said, it was weird, but I like what they did, and I'm ready to see what's going to happen next because they've already given us a hint that these are leading to, I guess, that super team
Yeah.
or super Avengers. And I need to look this up because I was asking another comic book guy yesterday. I cannot remember this team that I guess is coming up on What If. That I guess it's different characters from all the universes as one team to protect the realities. It reminds me of the X-Men team that was in the late '90s, where the Havoc was the leader of. Was it the Externals or it was no? It's basically like Blink was part of it. Age of Apocalypse Blink, Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth, a vampire version of Storm was on it. Havoc was the leader of it, but they were different reality versions and they did the exact same thing.
You know what? I can't remember. That's one of those. Wow, I'm gonna have to go back and watch because I had started my rewatch of the X-Men animated series, but after um, Titans and Doom Patrol, I kind of fell off on it, so I'm gonna have to get back on that. But I can't remember the episode because I remember the one on Spider-Man where Peter Parker was able to pick people from each team, and he picked like Storm from the X-Men, he picked the Fantastic Four, and it was kind of like the battle. They went on the battle world that was fighting. What's the movie they're leading up to? The next Avengers movie, the Secret Wars.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now that was actually after I was.
So that was like.
Now that's after I was watching that Spider-Man series. I actually missed out on that.
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, man. So, I don't know. I thought, yeah, we have to see if you can find that. And now they did have a cool like insight of Killmonger, whose character, like he was a big anime fan, and what you knew that from the main MCU version, because how this Killmonger suit was kind of like the Vegeta suit, and then you have this big old like this big old mech that he created, kind of like his own version of the Iron Man suit, but he wanted the like a whole army of them. Which that was the initial plan of Iron Man. He wanted a suit of armor protecting the world, doing the jobs that get soldiers out of harm's way. And, it started one suit, and then he was able to control an army, but that never happened. And which that kind of, and they needed the vibranium. So of course Tony Stark, he do some backhand deals with Claw, Ulysses Claw, which of course that means he knew that was going to drag out Black Panther, which led to his death and the death of Rhodey. So he had that plan, like he's gonna get Rhodey out of the way. I can make Wakanda already suspicious of the Americans. I'm Wakandan, so it was like, all right, they're gonna take my side, and I can act like same way he did to Tony Stark, pretending like, and he was infiltrating this for them. He did the same thing to Wakanda, but he didn't realize how smart Shuri was, and she sniffed that out as soon as he's like, well, why would Tony Stark build a fail system to his plan? Why would he do this? How would he know about this? And it just seemed like too convenient. But so which led to her eventual partnership with Pepper Potts, which you'll see that later, because there were some scenes leaked or previewed of Pepper Potts and Shuri fighting together. So it's kind of cool.
And that team I was saying about, the X-Men, that comic or the group, the Exiles. That's what it
Exiles.
was.
Yep. Okay. All right.
And I got them confused with Havoc's team. There's two different versions of this. I got him confused with Havoc's team when he went to a bunch of universe when he had a team called the Fallen or the Six, and it was different versions of the X-Men, like different version of Archangel, different version of Storm. But either way, the Exiles is what I was talking about. It's kind of the same thing that's going on with, well, what I think is going on with the What If series, where you're going to end up getting an Avengers-like team of different reality characters.
Because they don't have. I know. I saw they had the Guardians. Basically, it'll be like the Avengers, and then you're gonna have Black Panther, which is gonna be T'Challa, or not T'Challa, but Killmonger.
Killmonger.
And then Captain Carter. Yeah, Captain Carter, Captain Marvel, Thor, and then I don't know if they're gonna have this Steve Rogers from another universe.
I heard it is gonna be him, and I think it's Party Thor, which we're gonna get to. It is Killmonger, Black Panther, but I think what's going to be interesting is Killmonger, Black Panther, but it's T'Challa, Star-Lord. And it's going to be that Gamora we haven't seen yet. I heard Doctor Strange, the evil Doctor Strange, the one that fucked his world up, is going to be the one that's going to. You can beat that out too if you want to.
I believe that's the. Speaking of him, I believe he's the villain of the Doctor Strange 3. Everybody keeps saying it's Wanda. I think it's this Doctor Strange. I believe that this is a reason why this What If is coming out the way it is. Because he does not seem like he would just do that for Spider-Man. And I still think he's trying to get his...
Thank you. Tamari, thank you. You said Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I think it's Spider-Man because here's the other thing. Did you see how cheap his hair looked?
Yeah. It just don't seem right.
He looked too weird to not be Doctor Strange, and I looked at that like, that's not the right Doctor Strange.
I'm saying he can use magic to like refill beer and everything else, but he don't want to fix the hole in the roof, and he's wearing the cape over the coat. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right.
And there's also times if you look at that trailer, they look like they're fighting each other. But I'm on the same theory as you because when I first saw that Doctor Strange, I was like, it's either it's a scroll, I believe I said it was Skrull. It's even though we're tired of saying it, it's your boy Mephisto, or it's your Doctor Strange from the last from the What If series.
Yeah.
But something ain't right about that Doctor Strange because, like I said, his hair looks too fake. Marvel had too much money to make somebody look that fake without it being wrong. And then, I'm sorry, that was the main thing. It wasn't even nothing about the trailer that made me think. It wasn't even that I saw them fighting in the trailer. There's a scene that Doctor Strange like he's fighting Spider-Man, so it would make sense if it's a different Doctor Strange. But his hair looks so fake. I was like, no, something ain't right.
It didn't feel like him. Yeah.
It's kind of like wrestling, Tavares. Like, you know this. And we talked about this when we was in high school. The moment that a wrestler changes his hairstyle or gets a haircut or do something, he's turning heel.
Yep. Or gets a beard when he comes back, or there's always a change in the character. So
when the British Bulldog cut his braids off, you knew it's coming. He turned heel.
Yep. Otis shaved his beard, cut his hair for the new guys. So yeah, I mean, all this is tied together, and I think just how the WandaVision is tied to her character going forth in the MCU. The Loki is setting up everything in this phase. The What If is giving all the scenarios, and with the multiverse already created, they say, hey, I like this character, I want to pull this up. They may never show up. They may pull 5 or 6 versions of these characters up. Who knows? They may really love the Thanos and say, hey, we want this nice Thanos back. And everybody sees him, they're like, oh, crap. And he's like, no, that wasn't me. You know, who knows? But I think all this is for a reason. I don't think they're just, like, there's no filler episodes for the sake of filling, like, at least in this series, because there's certain characters that they are introducing for a reason. And we'll get to it in the next episode, but I think the rules are also changing for each universe, and I'll tell you why once we get to the ending of the next episode. But
your boy Kevin Feige said that y'all better pay attention to this series because stuff, even though this is an animated series, this is gonna have stuff to do with the MCU. So
for real. Yeah, there were some things people said. It's like the 3rd time we get to see Tony Stark die. Was it the 2nd time we get to see no, T'Challa didn't die in the zombie one. He was near death. We saw Okoye die. Well, at least we thought she had died in that building.
Yeah, she's a zombie now.
Mm-hmm. The Nexus event was that uh, Eric Stevens, aka Killmonger, was a member of the Ten Rings, and of course, that kind of threw everything off from there because he was able to place himself in Afghanistan. Um, which I had somebody online. They were like mentioning this, like, oh, he couldn't be in the military. He had dreads and those, scarring and the tattoos. I said, with the scarring and the tattoos, I kind of get the military wouldn't have that, but with the hair, don't let it fly. If you're under intel, if you're in a if you're doing any kind of intel, you have to blend in, and that could have been part of his process, and they may have allowed the scarring and stuff. So I think it's still in the realm of possibility that there's probably people that's undercover in the military throughout the world that we don't know because they just blend in with society. So I think that's still plausible. And then somebody was there were another discussion about how Killmonger just took the missile and threw it. He is just as strong as a human can be without being a super soldier in the comics. Now, I don't think this version of Killmonger that we saw was, on the level of, I would say, Bucky or no, who's somebody who got like a different version of super soldier serum? Maybe Kylie or one of the people on the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't think he's on that level of strength, but he's right there on the next tier. But that was pretty much all the.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the trailer.
That was a little suspect because like the way they explain it is borderline because that's a missile is heavy and like he didn't take the serum until later.
Yeah, he tossed that like like it was a football, but I didn't realize it's like
he tossed it like the Nerf ball that we got when we was younger with the little shits on the tails.
Exactly.
When they first introduced those.
Mm-hmm. For real, but overall, I like the episode. I didn't I don't know if it's not my favorite. I think my favorite, I don't know. It's either the zombie one or the Doctor Strange one. It may change as I rewatch them or as I think about it, but I did enjoy this one. Because I get to see, characters, plus you get to hear Chadwick Boseman give that speech at the end, basically, saying that all he wanted was a throne. He's not going to find that happiness, so all this for a throne, and you get to see him as basically a Panther god. So it is like I think he let everyone around him know, including Marvel, that he was probably going to make it. Yeah. And they want to be as respectful as possible with still leaving some hope. But with them saying they're not recasting T'Challa, they never said it was not recasting Black Panther because Black Panther is a mantle. It's like saying, "Oh, we're not going to recast Robin." Which Robin are you talking about? I'm willing to. I want to see how Marvel's going to do this. I know they're going to give Shuri the reins. But she doesn't necessarily have to be the Queen and the Black Panther. So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
That's true.
And everybody's like, it could be
I see her
on Joko or but I don't know. Was it the Manate? That's his name.
Well, I can say honestly, here's my M'Baku.
Yeah, M'Baku. So
here's my prediction. Shuri's gonna be Black Panther for partly of Black Panther 2. She's gonna end up becoming the Queen and pass the Black Panther mantle on to a returning Killmonger. Hi, Auntie. And that's how it goes off.
Killmonger.
That's the end credit scene.
You know how many people be mad if they made Bucky Somebody is like, oh, it could bring him back as the White Wolf, and because they had a joke as a White Panther and Falcon and Winter Soldier. You know how upsetting everybody.
You gotta piss people off with that.
It's like that's always the thing. Like every time they make a certain character a different race, they'll say, "Well, what if we made somebody Black Panther?" And like, so, like, yeah, there's certain characters you cannot change their race.
You can't help but laughing.
That's like Donald Glover. He had a joke in one of his stand-up specials. He was like, because everybody was upset that he was being rumored to be Spider-Man. He's like, that's like making Michael Cera Shaft. He was like, I would pay good money to see that movie. But
I remember I've seen that.
I mean, it's one of those things like people get bent up on the wrong things. But I don't want to see Bucky as Black Panther. I think that takes away the spirit of the character. But if they did it, it's only gonna be for a temporary gag. It's gotta be. It can't be that serious. But all right, man.
Okay. Slight note before we go to change episode since we're on that.
Okay.
We don't have to keep it long. How did you feel when they did rumors of making Professor X or mainly Magneto Black and rumors were Giancarlo Esposito? Now, I love Giancarlo Esposito, and I think he would be a damn good Magneto. I think Denzel would be a damn good Magneto. That's one of those situations I feel like
we have,
need to change Magneto.
I don't think about
just like T'Challa. Just like the African diaspora is important to T'Challa. Magneto being Jewish and going through the concentration camps is important to his character too.
And even though there are tons of Black Jews, I don't know many Black Jews went to concentration camps because they were only looking at them as a certain, they could pass as something else. Hey, I'm not Jewish, because at the time they were looking for a certain template of what they were looking to prosecute, persecute at the time. If they did the Magneto, it would have to be a non-World War II Magneto just because of the age. They'll have to find another way to have him have another same kind of situation to where his family was, the same story but a different time. Unless they just pull him out of.
And I know they can do that. I know they can do that because, like you said, just like you said, timeline as we get older. To be that old unless they're mutants could just age different because of mutants.
Yeah,
you would have to get out that storyline. But with the same thing, that's one of those why even touch it? Just keep that one because I do agree that's and when somebody threw that at me like you said, no one if we make Black Panther white and that's to be fair, that's honest. I laughed back at them when y'all said it. But at the same time when they was talking about making Magneto black, that was one of those leave that one alone. For me, just let it go. For me, that's something that's important to his character. And
so certain characters, it doesn't matter. Superman, one, he's an alien, so he could be any nationality because one, he's alien and he's adopted. His race does not matter. Batman, I say he has to be white, but for totally different reasons. I mean, because I think Batman has to be white.
No, we're not getting it. We gotta keep our viewers.
No, I'm just saying.
We gotta keep our listeners that we got right now.
I just think for the type of city that Gotham is and the way he works with the police department, it's not realistic for him to be anything else but a white guy. Because I'm sorry, if Luke Cage was wearing a Batman costume, I know it's two different universes, or Static Shock, was wearing a Batman, Batman wouldn't be running around Gotham too much longer. They'll find a way to get him, but regardless how much good he is. I mean, let's see how much trouble Spider-Man gets in because he is covered head to toe.
Well, it's kind of funny where I haven't even read it yet, but I guess the new Future State Batman ended up being black, and the first thing you notice that his whole face is covered. It's a whole mask. It's not Batman. You don't see his mouth.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like the Batman-esque character on Invincible. I can't think of his name, but he was basically the Black Batman.
Darkwing.
Yeah, so it made me think of that.
Darkwing. I remember that because I get what you're saying. And when I saw that, and I was like, it's funny they did that.
Now, if that Black Batman was in Central City, maybe. I don't think Gotham will work for him, but I don't know. That's just me as thinking of today's terms versus comics, which you can write a story to make sense in that world that you create. So I don't know, but
it's like Spider-Verse, as much as like Into the Spider-Verse. Miles having an afro don't fit with that mask. I don't care. I got soft hair. I got a fro. I got a Miles Morales cosplay suit.
Yeah, but
that shit gonna be lumpy.
Well, you know, playing football, you got a little fro, you put the helmet down, they get pushed down, or you put the do-rag on. So
that's
trying to grow mine out now. So
you put the do-rag, that shit is lumpy, man. You know this mask got like a perfect head.
That's how you know Static Shock is black. That's how you can tell Static Shock is black.
It's why Spider-Verse. I'm like, yo, his fro does not fit in that mask. Like, yo, y'all should just kept him like the comic books, and the fro does not fit. I respect it. Like, I got a homegirl, like, he was like you now. Yeah, but that mask does not fit. I tried it. It does not work.
Nah.
They know who it is. Look at that lumpy ass fro Spider-Man. I know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
Don't talk. Which reminds me of somebody with a fro.
We're gonna have a pig sticking at the back of his. Like, oh man, that's.
Can't even fit the mask on. You can't even fit the mask on. You see the back of your neck, so they definitely know you're black now because you're.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, Spider-Man need to edge up. Oh man. That's why they made a lot of black superheroes bald, man. Either bald or with dreads. It's like, hey.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Luke Cage bald. Bishop dreads.
Unless you don't care about your personality. Bishop had a mullet too. Don't get it twisted. He had a fro mullet.
Well, he did a Black Lightning. Black Lightning. He just wear a mask, so he's like one of those like. I live in a city. You can say what you gonna say? A 6'3" black guy. Which one? So, and they're not gonna expect.
Well, in the 70s had afro.
Yeah. Well, this is like Falcon been a pimp. So it's just It's just the times. It's just the times when the characters were around. You know, things change. I mean, think about now in the last few years, how many new characters have been introduced and already been in movies. Maria Hill hasn't been around that long. They've already got
Shannon Carter.
Yeah, the new Captain Marvel. She's not been around too long. They've already doing the what's the girl name?
Miss Marvel been around for a minute. Well, she was Miss Marvel, but Captain Marvel been around. The character's been around for a minute.
No. The new girl.
Like Captain Marvel.
The new girl.
Oh, you're about the new one. She's about to come out. Kamala Khan. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 2013, if then. Maybe,
Yeah. My fault.
And then the
Ironheart's about to come in.
Ironheart. Yeah, she's a new character. Miles Morales is fairly new. He's what 2007, 2008. So I mean, you got all those characters that are still coming around. So they're gonna be characters of that time. And who's to say, 20 years from now, some of my old classic characters, how they're gonna look? I mean, how many times have they told the story of Fantastic Four over? First it was the cosmic rays, and now it's a negative zone which is now you can basically say they were in the quantum realm in the movies versus going to space, but who knows?
That's true.
I mean, they already had to try both origins, but we'll see how the MCU version goes. But all right,
Did you hear the big rumor before we go to the next episode?
What's that?
Which kind of goes. Did you see the spoiler of who's supposed to be in Doctor Strange? There's a photo leaking around the internet.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it was an X-Men character. All right.
I'm just gonna shake my head. I don't want to spoil it for the kids, people that don't want to be spoiled. So.
All right, you can tell me this much. Yeah. You can tell me this much. Bald head. Got you. I got you. All right. That makes sense. You're gonna have to attack these characters with a certain different types of things. So I don't know. It's pretty cool.
And in the classic '90s style, not the.
I got you.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I'm glad nobody can see this right now.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the whole slate of everything from Black Adam to Hawkeye. Before we get into this one, did you see the Hawkeye trailer?
Yeah, I did.
All right. Now everybody's saying it's already been confirmed the Echo's in it, which already tells me that one is telling me that Kingpin's in it because that's his adopted daughter, and then if Kingpin's in it, the same Kingpin from Daredevil, which almost confirms that Daredevil is going to be in the Spider-Man movie as his lawyer. And the lady in the Spider-Man trailer that was sitting in the car, the black lady, I think she's his lawyer, his other lawyer, or the district attorney who got him off the last time, and almost the same story. So, I think they're bringing in some of these Netflix characters. Now, I really like the Elektra, but they've killed her, but she's kind of immortal. I would like to see if they bring Luke Cage back, then that's almost like, all right, they're gonna bring Iron Fist back, which I didn't hate the actor. I just thought that out of all of them, his series was the weakest.
Of course.
I really love the Punisher, but I don't know where he'll fit in. But hey, you're gonna make Blade fit, so
I'm gonna be real. I think they were gonna recast both Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Iron Fist first, and I think they will keep Luke Cage the same guy, Michael Coulter. But I also think, because he's the first Luke Cage, he is Luke Cage.
Yeah,
I can still say they could get somebody a little more.
I want to see Michael Jai White. I wanted him as Luke Cage to start with. Everybody's like Terry Crews. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't think I've seen Terry Crews serious, but I don't know if I could. I've seen him so goofy so much. I don't know if I could see him as imposing. Yeah. Well, he is imposing. Let's don't get it twisted. Like, I ain't gonna talk shit. He's a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
But he's danced so much and like.
Well, and they're already keeping the Deadpool, the character. So he was already Bedlam in the second Deadpool. So I don't know if it's just Deadpool, and I don't know. But then again, he just had like
all of them died anyway.
Yeah. So Ryan Reynolds.
Josh Brolin is both K1 and Thanos. So.
Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds. He's Green Lantern. He's Deadpool, and he's Weapon 11. Because all the Deadpool stuff and all the X-Men stuff has been brought in the multiverse. Because he was Ryan Reynolds reading the Green Lantern script.
That shit was hilarious.
So, yeah, I don't know. Deadpool can do anything he wants right now. So, which I think they said that one is getting filmed next year, or it'll be done filming by next year. I'm not sure. So, all right, man.
Yo, I saw that new rock star. Shout out to them. Down there on YouTube show, they had a video came out like who was causing the multiverse crash.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Doctor Strange. Is it gonna be Spider-Man? Is it Wanda or is it Loki? What if it's none of them and it's Deadpool the entire time? People forget Deadpool in it. He ended the movie with the time machine and he was going through.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, he was going through just changing anything he wanted. And
And if you want to be real, they already kind of been linking that from the get go. The first Deadpool, they were on an Avenger ship. They was on a
The
Star that
helicarrier.
shit. Helicarrier, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, he must know what's going on. He called. I mean, of course, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall, but he called. He's like, "All right, Thanos."
Yeah. So yeah, he knows.
Like Deadpool is the easiest way to bring the X-Men, or even Deadpool is the easiest way to bring over the Fox characters anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Just off that machine, period.
Yeah. There's no way this was planned, but that's a pretty good theory. That's
like we think it's all the other four, and they probably have something to dig to it. But the rest of it's Deadpool the whole time. Like, here I go, and that's the
yeah. Well, there was another character they were talking about. I can't think of. She's going to be in the Doctor Strange movie. She does portals, and I cannot think of her name.
It ain't Blink, is it?
I want to say it is. She's going to be in that movie. They've already casted her, and well, the movie's already.
If it's Blink, that's an X-Men. If it's Blink,
I think so. Because I saw. Let me see.
Can't be, because if that's the case, I mean, they already
had one mutant in. They had one mutant in Black Widow. He was a Russian. The wolf guy.
Yeah.
So.
Portal
character. All right. Well, while I'm looking this up, and while you're looking it up as well, let's go ahead and jump into the next episode. Is what if Thor was the only child?
Yeah, we gotta get you to bed.
Yeah.
Late. So get in here soon.
Yeah. So this episode basically was all the events that happened that you saw at the beginning of Thor, where Odin was conquering all the different realms. But in this time, he returned Loki back to the Frost Giants. So Loki, one, wasn't a runt, which I guess Odin had his magic, him and Frigga, that kept him at the size and made him look more like an Asgardian versus a Frost Giant. And so Thor didn't have that protectiveness of his brother, which made him more humble, made him more relatable. So this Thor was kind of unhinged. Yeah. He didn't take things serious because, he didn't have to be the standard for his little brother. You know what it's like to have a sibling. You're like, hey, you got to make an example for your little brother, your little sister. You got to, or your little cousin. You always got to be that. Being older, you're always that person of example. Him being the only child. You know how many children or friends you had that were the only child growing up. The parents really didn't say no to him a lot because
that's true.
Didn't have to divide their attention between two children, so it was easier to just give the child what they wanted and call it a day. When you got two children, now you got to say, you know what? I can't do this. I can't keep this up. I'm gonna start telling you no. So that's the thing. Like without that Loki there, he didn't have that in there. And the whole episode basically went from there, and now it started. Everything happened a little earlier. Loki landed in Vegas versus New Mexico, and in this episode, Jane Foster already knew about Shield, versus her finding out about Shield later. And as Thor comes to Earth, as Odin goes to sleep, Frigga goes back to her original planet or wherever to meet with her sisters, friends, whatever. While Odin sleeps, and of course Thor does what Thor does. He's basically like a teenager when the parents say don't throw a party. As soon as they leave, he throws a party. So he throws a party and all over, and he goes to a place where even Heimdall's not even looking, Midgard, Earth, and he starts destroying Earth, just having fun, which leads into Maria Hill having to call Captain Marvel, and they have this cool battle. The episode, I think this one was more filler, if there was a filler episode, but it wasn't. That's not necessarily a bad thing. People say filler as a pointless episode. I mean, you got to see a lot of the characters, a lot of the original actors come back to voice those characters. You had Seth Green doing Howard the Duck, which he married Darcy. You have of course, the Loki.
That's funny.
They had some scrolls in there. You had there was a lot of Guardian of the Galaxy characters, a lot of Thor characters, all of them mixed in together. Just in the background, you can just pause it and you can just kind of look who's like try to figure out who's who. And
this is a cosplay.
Yeah,
this is a cosplay episode, so you're gonna see a lot of party versions of the folks that was in here. You'll see the Ice Giant Loki. That was dope way they did the frozen horns, which was pretty dope. No, it was, yeah, I didn't really catch up. It was. I know what you're saying about filler episode because I feel like it was just a. I don't know that I was kind of waiting for like, all right, I'm ready for the show in this episode to end. At the same time, I enjoyed every minute because it was funny. They were funny, and it was actually good that they brought this on because we had 3 to 4 episodes of dark ass episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Just dark.
So
and it was rumored that this episode was actually supposed to, it was supposed to be in between a few. I don't know where, but it was supposed to be stuck in between the episodes. So I wish they would have did that just to keep it from being dark. But it is a good transition.
Mm-hmm.
And the ending is, and I think the ending is the reason why they decided to move the episode. But it was definitely lighthearted compared to to where the last 3 to 4 episodes was what? You had bad bad Yellow Jacket.
Yeah. The Doctor Strange.
Kim going crazy. You had Doctor Strange. You had
the
zombies. And then even though it wasn't as dark, you had Killmonger lying to get killing everybody in line to get to the throne. Like it was just dark. Okay. Like it's good to have a light episode right here.
Yeah. Well, it was light until the very end. And then but the character I was looking up real quick was America Chavez. She creates the portals.
It was America. I was gonna tell you that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
she's coming.
So the
controversial character in herself, but
they're bringing a lot of characters that
the newbies.
Yeah, that people kind of take a small detour. A lot of the rights are kind of going to be up in 2023. So, and there's like a potential, like the way they do characters. If I work for a comic book creator, say I work for Valiant, and I'm gonna work for hire, which means anything I create while I'm under contract belongs to the publisher. I get the honor of saying, hey, character created by blah blah blah. I may have some credit rights. I may get a little bit of a small check if it ever goes to the screen, but most of the money is going to go to the publisher because the character belongs to them. Now, this is the same thing that's happened with Jack Kirby, and same things happened with Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. All these people who've created comic book characters have the potential of getting their characters back. It's like the limitation, but Marvel is fighting back, saying, "Hey, we publish these characters. You were paid for your work. It's like no different if I worked at a company, I created a process. I can't take that process somewhere else because I created with the company's resources, and the company was compensating me with my paycheck. So they're saying, hey, this character belongs to us. We can work a deal where we may give you a little more royalties, but the character stays with us. So if that falls out, and that means if I'm the Ditko family or the Kirby family, I can sell my characters back to Marvel on a basically, so I have to get movie rights, character rights, toy rights. I mean, there's a lot of money that these families are not getting for a character that their granddad, uncle, father, or whatever created. But that's why they're moving to a lot of these newer characters, because the statute of limitations on them are in the future.
That makes
the ball is kicked down. Yeah, it's kicked down.
That's what you're saying.
So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. So even if Marvel, say Sony has the movie rights to Spider-Man, if Marvel loses that character's right, Sony will lose those movie rights too. And that means Marvel can't publish a comic without working with the families directly. But they're saying, hey, these are our characters that they were just happy to create it while this person was an employee. So it's a deal. That's why you take somebody like That's why Todd McFarlane went off and did his own thing. That's why Dwayne McDuffie did his own thing. You know, he wanted these people to own their characters. So, hey, it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing. How it turns out. Hope it doesn't turn out like the how the NCAA lawsuit went with sporting games, where even the people who won the lawsuit was like, man, we didn't want this to be this. We just wanted to be compensated. We didn't want no one to be able to have this game, you know, because I think most people got like $1,000, maybe $2,000 as, you know, if that, plus you know, you have to pay taxes and lawyer fees on that, so it wasn't really worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But all right, what did you think of the Thor and Captain Marvel fight?
Dope. Like I like that they kept it because it was lighthearted. I think that's what made it work.
Yeah.
And like I like that somebody, I don't want to steal it from another place, but it did, like they said, kind of remind you of Looney Tunes when they were fighting across the country, and, or, you know, across the world, and you go the map and with the different places where they were going to. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah. It was trying to get them out of middle of nowhere. Which, you know, that made sense the first time. She's like, oh, I thought you were supposed to be like this and this. She's like, well, she basically, I'm holding back. And that lets you know that she's strong, but Thor is just as strong. And Thor, of course, he's holding back because Thor's like, why are we fighting? You know, he's just having fun. You know, it's just like you going in there and like trying to beat up Brock Lesnar, and he's like, all right, I'm defending myself, but why are we fighting? and
it's almost they're whetting your appetite for a future fight in the MCU.
Yeah. You know, they kind of teased it in Endgame, where they kind of stood face to face, and he calls for Stormbreaker, and he goes by her, and she doesn't even flinch.
He's like, I like her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like her.
Yeah. He's like, all right, she can hang. So, which I think they're doing some serious rehab for character. I do think that she got like a bad rap in her movie, but you got to realize Captain Marvel was basically like the Minority Report. She was like, we need to stop future crimes. Yeah, we have this. I have all this power. We need to stop everything from happening. She was.
She was Civil War II.
Yeah, she was just basically like the party pooper, as Thor was saying. So they picked the right matchup between the two. But I did like how they getting along. So that was kind of cool. And I like how they took out Nick Fury. You know, the party took. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and get to the big thing we both want to talk about, the ending. After Frigga gets summoned back to Earth, after James tattles, they do the whole cleanup, and Thor does the Superman, the evil Superman, where he straightens the Leaning Tower piece. I think it was Superman 4. No, it was Superman 3 with Richard Pryor, where he became evil Superman, and he like the Leaning Tower piece, he straightened it up. So when he became good again, he put it back how it was. Thor, he thought they had messed it up, and he straightened it up. Well, anyway, after they resolved all that, and the mom found out that he did have a party, but everything was kind of good. You see a portal opens where Ultron becomes. He's basically in Vision's body, but he's got this suit with all the Infinity Stones, with the Mind Stone still in his head. My question is, how did he get the Soul Stone? What did he sacrifice?
Oh, that's a damn good question.
Did he sacrifice Vision? Did he basically kill Vision, but kept the body?
Or is it Vision and he sacrificed Wanda?
Well, Vision never. There could have been a universe where Vision never became Vision. Ultron took over and won.
Well, it's still connected to Wanda somehow.
Maybe sacrifice Wanda.
That's what I'm thinking. When you said the whole sacrifice, the only thing that's I know Vision can do. And we've already seen a Vision of Wanda. No matter what universe you're in, they're
They're gonna be
important
tied.
to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that means he's already got a leg up on Thanos. So he probably encountered Thanos. Which, if he's going, he can't be. I don't think he's from that universe because one, how did he get the ether from the Dark Elves? So I don't know. So I wonder if he went to a TVA. You know how Loki? They told Loki in the Loki series that the stones didn't work in the TVA, but then you saw in Endgame where the Ancient One was explaining that I can take a stone from this reality, but now her reality was left unprotected without those stones. So did he just collect them from different realities that where they were vulnerable, or did he go to a TVA that had them as paperweights and brought them to a universe where they worked? Did he change the rules? Because you have the reality stone.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You have the reality stone. You can change the rules of the reality around you, so you can make those other stones work.
And this is where the movies have finally turned to comic books. Because now, no matter what you explain it, I can explain a hole in that situation. Or because technically, a reality stone, you can change that, create a reality where there's more reality stones, right?
Yeah, but yeah, like how he turned Drax into bubbles or whatever. He changed the reality. He made us. He brought his planet back how it used to look when they were talking about Strange and Iron Man. So I don't know. And the stones are never gone. I mean, like I said, energy cannot be created or destroyed. He said he crushed them down to atoms, but those atoms are going to reform and eventually over time
somewhere
and come back together. And the soul stones, what happens to all those souls that were trapped in the soul stone previously? Do the Eternals have to make more stones? Do the Watchers have, another cosmic force? Will Galen become Galactus and send the Silver Surfer? Who knows? So
they still making Adam Warlock too. We ain't forgot about that.
Yeah, and basically Aisha is the female Adam Warlock, so that would make sense while they had her. The Golden people had her as the one that's creating Adam Warlock, which he was like over the Soul Stone, right?
He ended up getting it, yeah.
So, man, I can't wait to see that casting. I know that movie doesn't come out for over a year, but man, I can't wait to see the Adam Warlock casting. But I don't know. It makes you think about everything going through.
It's probably somebody like Zac Efron or something.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna have
to get some pretty motherfucker.
They have to get somebody young that don't mind being the same character for 12 years. I mean, you take Don Cheadle, he's 50, and Brie Larson's in her 30s. But so that relationship between Captain Marvel and Rhodey, that's probably not going to happen.
Well, when Black don't crack, he don't look 50.
Not according to Kevin Hart.
He look 40.
Yeah.
Damn!
I'm sorry.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Oh man!
Trying to see his face. He was ready to scrap off that.
Yeah, he's like, man, I can go through you right now, but it's all good. For the MCU overall, man, I think they got enough stuff going that even if some of this don't hit like everything else is hitting in the past, I think we got enough that will carry them on for the next phase or two. And they've already started talking about casting for Fantastic Four. Now, the rumor still is that John Krasinski is favorite to get the Reed Richards, but his wife will not. She's adamant that she's not wanting to be Sue Storm. Which I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can get Alice Eve or any other actress to play her. Long as the chemistry between the the family's fine, the Fantastic Four is fine, I'm happy. Plus, they got to be friends with Spider-Man. You know, you got to have a Spider-Man relationship. Now that you don't have the Black Panther in there, and it's got to be somebody that is
How
going to bring Namor closer to it, because I think Namor can be a villain, and he also can be an ally, just depending on the circumstances. So I don't know.
here's another Terrence crazy prediction.
All right.
Margot Robbie is Invincible Woman.
I've heard that she wants to work. She wants to work with Marvel.
If she's not the White Queen,
I guess because I've seen her as Harley Quinn,
Harley so much.
and not only that, there's so many actresses that kind of look like her. I mean,
There's four. They all look alike. There's four. Her, Jane Presley was the first, really. Jane Presley's first from Kinston, North Carolina.
Yep.
Olive Back, she's from North Carolina.
The girl,
that girl,
she's on Netflix.
From Sex Education.
Yep. Even Julian Jacobs kind of looks like her, just a little bit, not a lot, but it's kind of like the Katy Perry, Zoe Deschanel, like without her bangs, they look the same. So that's why I'm thinking, like, I don't think she's gonna. I mean, she could. I mean, she's a great actress, so she could probably pull it off. I just can't see her going back and forth, Marvel or DC, with two prominent characters like that. But then again,
I don't think she's going to show that. I don't think she's going to be in that many more DC movies, though.
Yeah, you're probably right. They're probably going to end up tearing it up anyway with the Flashpoint. I know she says she wants to work with James Gunn again, so if she does come back, it's going to be in a Guardians movie. I would imagine, unless they let James Gunn do the next Avengers movie, which the Russo said they only come back if they do Secret Wars. That's the only thing they want to come back for. But I don't know. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. There's a lot of
but kind of like this what they're setting up right now.
So after What If, we got 2 more episodes of What If, because there were originally 10, but they moved 1 to season 2 due to the whole COVID situation. So they said so they moved it to 9 episodes, and they said we're gonna do 9 and 9. So now you got 2 more episodes. Then you've got Hawkeye, Eternals, Spider-Man. Then was it Miss Marvel? The Marvels it's the Marvel TV show, She-Hulk. So yeah, they've got plenty. Doctor Strange. Then you got season 2 of What If, season 2 of Loki. I think it'll be a great slate of things from Marvel. I think I lost you, Terrence. Let's see if I can check out my connection. Maybe it's me. Are you still there?
I got kicked out.
Alright, I see you now. Alright, I was wondering. I was still talking, so it's all good. I was wrapping up anyway. I was just talking about the whole slate of Marvel movies and everything that come out. But I think there's going to be plenty of good content, good things to kind of come down the pike. And what I'll do, in between some of our record sessions, I may just pop in and just cover a couple topics, just to keep our listeners with some content for us.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, so at least we'll have something for our listeners, But to you listeners out there, we do appreciate you checking us out. Like I said, if you got anything for us, shoot us a message on our socials. You can email us at popculturepeons@gmail.com. hey, we love to get some of your insight, your questions, or what you may think, or what you want us to discuss. Uh, hey, Terrence, you got anything to say on the way out? Any recommendations? What you watching?
Yeah.
What you watching? What you reading?
Thank y'all. I'm catching up on Black Lightning's the last season because I didn't watch all of it from the get go. I could kind of see why I was ending. At the same time, I still liked it, but I see why I
Yeah.
was ending. I just picked it up. I haven't read it yet, so next week I will let y'all know about both Batman '89 issue 2 and The Last Ronin issue 4.
Okay.
Yeah, the Last Ronin is my joint. The Ninja Turtles, because I was right about my prediction of who the last turtle was going to be, and yeah, it's actually a real good story so far. I don't want
Uh,
to spoil it too much, but Shredder's grandson's a beast, yo.
oh, see, I haven't got. I was seeing some of that when it was first. I saw like some people talking about when it was coming out. So definitely check it out. I know the whole thing with Shredder's daughter because it kind of reminded me of the whole Nissa, not Talia, but more Nissa Al Ghul. And I was like, all right, I think her name was Kira. So she kind of reminded me of that with So now you say he's got a grandson. All right, I'm gonna definitely have to check this one out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a dope series so far, man. It's a dope series,
Mm.
and like I said, I knew from the get go when they didn't ever tell anybody who the first Ninja Turtle, who the last turtle was going to be until the end of the issue or until the middle of it. But I knew from the get go who it was. Like
It's
it
gotta be.
just
It's Ralph,
because
man.
I feel like it's all, huh?
Is it Ralph?
I can't tell you. If
All
you're not
right.
ready yet, I don't want to spoil it for you. If
All
you
right.
haven't
Yeah.
read it
Don't
yet.
do that. Yeah.
Because everyone, yeah, if you haven't read it, I'm going to tell you. I won't read. I won't spoil it for the viewers until you read the first issue. That way we can do spoiler reviews. But
All right.
no, it's crazy because, like you said, every turtle has a great story why it could be the last one. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I won't tell you. I will let you read it because I can't wait to discuss it with you tomorrow. Because the
All right.
last one is actually a damn good story. And for people that don't know, it's basically apocalyptic future story, which is so popular right now. But it's basically a future where all the turtles are dead, Shredder's dead, and there's one turtle left. They don't tell you who it is, but he's coming out for revenge. And yeah,
Mm. Okay.
it's dope.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to seek that out. I'm gonna have to go open up the
Oh,
comic
and Moon
knowledge.
Knight. Moon Knight series is good. The new Moon Knight Marvel series so far is decent.
That's
So
another one's coming out on the Disney Plus. So yeah, so those who are not familiar with Moon Knight, hey, it's your chance to get on so you can tell everybody else who's asking. You can be the one that asking questions to, like, hey, who's this? Why is he this? 'Cause Moon Knight is a guy of many personalities, and those personalities lead to his different delusions and powers. So imagine
yep.
imagine Batman with Deadpool's brain. I don't know I don't even know if that's
Imagine
or the mask.
a schizophrenic, basically schizophrenic Batman. Batman with Legion.
Mm-hmm. And it was like times he don't even know what to throw. He just says random stuff, but he doesn't. So it's a cool thing. So hey, but yeah, if you got any recommendations for us, anything you think we should check out or we may like, hey, we'll appreciate it. Before I go, Terrence, where you were talking about the Black Lightning, they just released a slate of Black Lightning Funko Pops for pre-order. And they actually look pretty good. They got the Thunder, the Lightning, and the Black Lightning, and the Tobias World. That Tobias World, man, I want it.
And they're dope.
Yeah.
Okay, is it the Black Lightning? Is it the same one that got released in San Diego? I mean, at Comic Con from last year? Cause that joint is worth like $200 something dollars.
I
And I
don't
was like, I
know.
didn't even know they came out.
I want it
But yeah,
though.
look that one up. Like this, yeah, the Black Lightning one that came out last year,
Hmm.
and it kind of got a little bit on the dark side. Like, yo, that was dope, and it was a few of release. And the moment I found it was at 130. So last time I looked, it was at 3. So I'm like, God damn.
Man.
So if this is like the same one, but like I guess an official release, I'm cool with it. I'm glad I didn't get it.
So I think I'm gonna have to get those at least those 4. Mainly because the show's ending. I know Black Lightning will be a part of the crossover next season. With
Yeah.
Supergirl and because Supergirl and Black Lightning is ending, but they will be a part of the crossover with the Flash, Stargirl, um, John Wesley Shipp's Flash will be in Stargirl. I think episode 9 of this current season, which is on CW and HBO Max. Um, yeah, I'm behind on Stargirl as well. The show's pretty good. I'm just behind. It's too
No,
much.
I'm behind on. I'm
It's
behind on a lot of shows. I fell behind last year, and I have no problem telling you I fell behind. I'm about to do like my next time I have like a weekend off. I'm about to go through all of Titans. Then I'm gonna do Doom Patrol so I can catch up with
so
everybody.
my
And
so my
yeah, but I'm
problem
behind
is
on a lot of shit.
my ADHD. I'll get super obsessed by something that I've watched 45 times, and then I'll find something new, and then I'll be all into it, and then I'll forget about it if I take a break. So I have to binge it, or
Exactly.
because I'll be like, oh, this, oh, I got this stack of comics I haven't read yet. Oh, I got this shelf of movies I haven't watched yet. Oh, you know what? I haven't watched this with the
Yep.
commentary. I'm I don't have enough time in the day.
Yeah, and it's like with me with anime. 'Cause I've been trying to get an anime, and I started a bunch of different animes, and they all been dope, but I forget and I'll never finish. There's
So
just
I
been a
started My
few.
Hero Academia because I got tired of everybody telling me about it, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it.
Yep,
And then
and it's good.
I got like a few episodes in, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep watching. It's on Hulu, and then I started watching something
Fell
else.
off.
Started watching something else.
Yep, I just like I got the second season of My Hero Academia, and I got to go back and finish. But the exact same, got the second
hmm
season, and it's not bad. It's not even like it was boring. It was just like, God, yeah,
I
too much.
watched.
It's too much content. Y'all need to chill out.
I think the one I watched. Well, it's been years now. Bleach. I fell off on Bleach. It was too many episodes. So
Oh, they don't even talk about that One Piece because that One Piece still going on. Shoot, they
hmm
got running memes and jokes about One Piece. And One Piece is still making new episodes. Nothing feel like One Piece been out since me and you were like finishing high school up.
hey, and more power to them, man. Hey, so all right, man. We'll get together after this next episode or so, and we'll definitely have some content for everyone. If it's just a bite-sized episode, or we may have a super-sized episode like tonight, we'll work it out. So y'all will definitely be hearing from us in some kind of capacity. So don't worry. We'll keep you entertained. Just keep supporting us. Please share it out. Let us know how we can make the podcast better as we work out our issues with our schedules, our recording, everything, anything that we can do to try to improve everything. We're all working on it. But if you got any suggestions, hey, please shoot it out. We're not too good to listen to any positive advice, any just well wishes. Say, hey, I checked out your show.
I am. I ain't listening to y'all.
Yeah, just whatever you can do, man. Hey,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
whatever you can do, hey, we appreciate it. Hey, hey, if you just want to put us on the way to work or while you're on your break, whatever it is, just pop it in and listen to us and give us that support as we continue to grow, and hopefully we can put out some dope content. I know we would love to be able to cover many more topics, so as we grow we can definitely dive into some things. So if you want to hear this content, you got to let us know what you prefer to hear from us. So until then, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and hey, we're going to keep growing and keep pushing. So we appreciate you. All right, you got anything, Terrence?
We don't die, we multiply.
There you go.
Okay, wrong.
Baby's kids.
Wrong quote.
Baby's kids. All right, man. I'll catch you next time.
Good to see you, man.
Hey, same here, man. Hey, I appreciate you. All right, now.
All right, yo, if you